Okay, episode 2, trying to grow $5,000 of my parents' money as much as I can in the stock market. Um, Interesting day in the markets, really good day in the markets, especially, the NASDAQ, some of the big tech names like Meta was up pretty, about 5% today. But the real winners continue to be gold and silver, which if you're a precious metals bull, commodity bull like I am, it has been a great day. We have been a lot of us have been positioning for this gold and silver bull market for uh 2, 3, 4 years. And it's finally happening. We might actually see silver hit $100 tonight. I think it's at $98 as we speak, as I'm recording this. So by tomorrow, we might see that hit $100, which would be incredible. So let's get into it. When I last posted a video just a couple of days ago, and a couple of the things I was talking about. So once again, started with $5,000. Had a great day today. We were up 16% in mom and dad's uh, portfolio here. $1,264. So currently now up about 74% or so, sitting at $8,859. Um, so a couple of days ago, these are our positions. I have 3 call options open. A couple of days ago, CDE, which is Core Mining, it is a gold and silver producer, more exposed to silver than most companies. If you don't know, silver actually, there's not a lot of pure silver producers. Silver is mostly mined as a byproduct of copper companies, gold companies, and other mining companies. But core mining actually does a significant amount of their revenue does come from silver. So has one of the largest leverage plays from an equity standpoint to silver. Um, Last 2 days ago, I've been watching this thing very, very closely. 2 days ago, these options were at about I think it was 60 or 70%. I don't recall, but the stock itself was struggling. It was fighting. It was struggling. I'm going to bring up the chart here. It was struggling to break through this barrier. It was sitting at $22 or so. Um, it absolutely exploded today. So call options were up 88% on the day. I'm now up 298% gain we're looking at on CDE for the old folks. Um, I actually trimmed this. I had a bigger option position, but it's a short dated call, 130. I'm going to be looking to possibly sell this tomorrow. I do think there's more upside in CDE. That just broke out to a over a decade long high. So I think this has room to run to in the short term to probably about 28 to $30. So I do think there's more upside even in the short term, but it's risky in the short term. It's always, any one headline can throw these off. And with this being a 130 expiration date, there wouldn't be a lot of time to recover. So most likely going to take profits tomorrow and close these calls down. I'm going to see um, what the action price on silver and CDE is in the morning. I it had a really strong finish, so I expect this to open up tomorrow pretty strong. We'll see. Again, the short term is so hard to judge, but we're getting very close to locking in these profits. VG, this is another one that's been off to a great start, up 31%. Actually, sorry, today it was up 31%, but currently up 129% on this call option. This is a LNG company, and they won some sort of a case today with the EU. I don't know all the details, but there was an arbitration settlement that they won today that caused the stock to go up. Um, I mean, it was already going up before that. I mean, this chart just looks fantastic, but right now we're right trying to break through this wedge pattern, this downtrend line here. If it does, and I think it will, I think you're going to see this run pretty quickly to this is a pretty big gap fill. I think you're going to see it run pretty quickly to this $12 and $12.50 range. And for me at that point, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to close this gap, and then we're going to take profits. I mean, if that's a huge move. I mean, that's right now it is at 950. So you're looking at another 33% move potentially. There is a little bit of resistance right here, but we broke through that. It looks like maybe we're retesting. There is a little gap here, so we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I do like this stock eventually. Natural gas, the weather is turning. We'll see what happens, but I do like this to run up to the $12.50 range in the relatively near future. So we're gonna look at that closely, and we'll see what happens. But off to a great start on these two calls, and then OKLO. So OKLO is one. I have been invested in this stock for a long time. I bought this last year at around $8. That's when I first started buying it. So in my personal portfolio, I'm doing great in this stock. I watch it very closely. I have taken out options in my personal portfolio as well as in my parents' portfolio here. As you can see, we're currently down 50%. So, um, 213, I I know I'm telling you, I think this thing is bound for a big move any day. I absolutely love this chart. This is a perfect inverted head and shoulders pattern here after breaking out of a falling wedge. The nuclear sector has been doing very well. Those high beta names, like, I mean, Oklo has been lagging, and it's had some good news too. So there's a lot of short interest on it. The shorts are really trying to hold this thing down. It reminds me of CDE the last few days rather, where most of the silver stocks are running, and then this thing just could not. It was just this battle between the sellers and the buyers, and finally it just broke out like this. Again, we're dealing with 213, a relatively short dated call, and we're pretty outside the money right now. But for a high beta name like Aklo, it's not that would be 15 to 20% move. It's not unheard of for a company like Aklo to move like that. So I mean, we'll see. I really think we're on the cusp of a big move in Aklo. So I'm still optimistic on this call option, even though they're not off to a good start here. And hopefully we can get a run out of this. I have pretty large options in my other personal portfolio, so I have some skin in the game personally on this trade too. So those are the three options calls that I have. Um, Once again, core mining, probably gonna either trim or sell tomorrow and lock in some profits. Venture Global, we're gonna let ride, but keep an eye on it. And then Akla, hopefully that starts to catch a bid. I have a good feeling. So we'll see what happens. Here are the other four companies that I have equity positions in for the folks. Aspie Isotopes had a great day, up 11% since I bought that. It is up 30%. It's a little bit of a higher risk company, so my investment in that company is um, not as high. Encore Energy, this is a producer of uranium, domestic producer of uranium. So where that was at, I just felt a little bit better about it. It's not going to have as much leverage as Aspie. It just doesn't move like that, but it's still a good company. Huge bull in uranium and nuclear, so that's doing well so far, up 15%. LEU up 13%. This is another volatile name, but I see a ton of upside in this name i- in the near future and going into the rest of the year and beyond that. Standard Lithium. So again, if you're paying attention to the commodity sector, gold, silver is running. This is just the beginning. We are going to see, and you could see it right now. They're lagging gold and silver, but the charts look very similar. You're going to see some big runs out of copper. You're going to see some big runs out of aluminum. You're going to see some big runs out of lithium. Any rare earth or critical mineral, um, you're going to see run. Um, a couple other commodities too. Fertilizer stocks look really good right now. I am invested in some of those in my personal portfolio. Um, listen, we're in the very early innings of a generational commodity bull run here, and gold and silver are the leading indicators. So we'll see what happens. Um, good, good day. So I'm up 75% in my parents' portfolio since they put this $5,000 in the market on November 25th. So less than 2 months, and we're doing pretty well. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll check back in this weekend and let you know what I did. And hope everybody has a great day.